Okay. Bhagalpur Sahodaya welcomes all the participant schools in today's training session. Today's session is on adopting inclusive practices in classrooms. And the resource person of today's session is Mr. Ravi Prakash Pathak from Arya Mission Global Public School. He is a teacher of English in secondary school classes. And his designation is also increased to resource person of COE, Patna. हाल फिलहाल में इन्होंने अभी रिसोर्स पर्सन के रूप में अपना डेसिग्नेशन को बढ़ाया है और भागलपुर सहोदया को इन्होंने अपना फिर से एक बार योगदान देने का कष्ट किया है, इसलिए मिस्टर रवि प्रकाश पाठक को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. So before starting this very training session, I would like to call all the participant schools who are taking part in this training session. These schools are Anand Ram Dhandaniya Saraswati Vidya Mandir, Bhagalpur, Arya Mission Global School, Bhagalpur, Happy Valley School, Bhagalpur, Bal Bharati Vidyalaya, Nagachiya, New Horizon School, Bhagalpur, Diksha International School, Bhagalpur, Techno Mission International School, Bhagalpur, Anand Public School, Sabor, Bhagalpur, Guru Kripa Academy, Kahalgaon, Navyug Vidyalaya, Bhagalpur, St. Paul's Academy, Daryapur, Bhagalpur, Swami Vivekanand Public School, Bhagalpur, New Era Public School, Munger, Gothak Public School, Pirpeti, Ramkrishna Vidya Mandir High School, Ranuchak, Makandpur, Himalayan Academy, Pakartalla, Kahalgaon, and Sutara Mehi Mission School, Kursela, Katihar. Total 18 schools are taking part in this training session. So before starting this session, I would like to call Mr. Ravi Prakash Pathak to start his training session. So please, Ravi Prakash Pathak, come on to the podium and address to your participants.
Good afternoon, everyone. जैसा कि सर ने कहा that I have been part of COE Patna also. Means we must do something for the betterment. That we should be a part of the whole community. Of course, I am from a school named Arya Mission Global School, and I have included myself in Bhagalpur Sahodaya. Thanks to Prashant sir and Bhagalpur Sahodaya for giving me one more chance, which I had requested much earlier after my first training session. I do not want to leave out of the community. I do not want to leave out of the society. That is inclusion. And today's topic is adopting inclusive practices in classroom. My dear colleagues, there is a good saying that is unity in diversity. Actually, the topic is really involved in the complete session of today in the topic adopting inclusive practices in classroom. Our India is famous for the slogan unity in diversity. Means each one must be the part of everyone. Each one must be the part of everyone. Then only we can continue for the faster developing society. Otherwise, we will live in just a room. We cannot be in a hall. I'm telling you, we cannot be in a hall. To be in a hall, we have to come out from different rooms. The same is the meaning of today's topic. So, bringing you without wasting my time to the topic. Well, on the first slide, I have given my own views on inclusive education. Dear colleagues, as we are the teacher, so of course we are for the student, and we must involve ourselves for the complete development of our children. They must not be discriminated. As we know, children are the real form of God, whether they are able or disabled. We have no right to discriminate, and we are not ordered to discriminate. It means we have to see them equal. We have to bring unity among them. They must have equal right to sit together and read together. Might you have seen in your classrooms while teaching the students who sit on the back bench. Well, they are properly known as backbenchers. Do you know why they used to sit on the back side? They feel they are different. They feel they are ignored. They feel they are avoided. This is why they love to be on the back bench, and they love to be called backbenchers. Well, I must tell you, they are mostly creative. In their mind, there is creativity. So we must not discriminate them. Sometimes what happens, we used to put our finger to some of the particular student that, okay, you stand up, you tell me the answer of this question. Now you stand up, means we have the face of those students which are ignored or which are avoided. And we used to be forced to them. We must not do this. If we will do this continue, the child will think that he or she is ignored. He or she is avoided. And they will think them they are just nothing in the classroom. They came there for just a formality, and they think themselves as backbencher. So I must tell you that students must have equal right to sit together and read together. As far I think children that learn together, they also learn to live together. Means if they are equal when they are in the classroom or in the playground, if they behave equally, if they are treated equally, of course, they will learn to live together. They will learn to be in a equal part of society. And you know well, together we can change the world. And that is the work and right decision of CBSE also, that CBSE want to see us together. CBSE wants to develop equality among the teachers also. That's why we are doing the program of CBP and this 25 COE and 25 in-house Sahodaya training. That we can stand together, we can do something in equal manner. Now, about inclusive education. Inclusive education refers to the educational practice based on the philosophical belief that all learners, those with disabilities and those without, means whether they are able or disabled, they must have the equal education. They have a right to be educated together in age-appropriate class groups. The students who are in standard 1, whether they are from general, SC, ST, OBC, able, disabled, or student with a special education, special care, they must be the part of the whole class, the whole classroom training, the whole classroom lecture. And that all will benefit from education in regular classrooms of community schools. Within these settings, teachers, parents, and others work collaboratively. Whether we are in the school or we are the parents of those children, we must bring equality among them. Then only we can bring an upbringing society. Then only we can create a developed society. Otherwise, there will be diversity. There will be discrimination, the word which is called achut. The word is not just achut, but due to political propaganda, due to discrimination, the word has been highlighted. So if we work collaboratively using appropriate and sufficient resources to interpret and enact the regular curriculum in a flexible manner in accordance with the individual abilities and needs of all learners. Well, these are the statements of Professor Gary Bunch, Ontario, but it works equally on all of us, whether we are in India or foreign, whether we are in our home or in our school, whether we are in society or working field. It makes no issue. We must not discriminate. We should work equally that for the developed society. We can have 9 features over here that everyone fits together in an inclusive education classroom. Because there is a first point, all students learning together. From all bias of our society, the students sit together, read together, lunch together, and play together. While doing these all work together, they do not think that they are discriminated or they are ignored. They think that they are the part of society where there is their own importance. Just take an example from our very meaningful task which takes part in every of the family, that is marriage ceremony. Suppose there is a fighting between brother and brother, and the brother who is managing the whole responsibility of the marriage, he has not invited one of his brother. What he will think? Of course, he will try to break the marriages. He will be working as a negative part for the marriages because he thinks that he is not involved. He must be involved because when he will be involved, then he will think that he is the part of the family function. So to bring an upbringing society, we must teach our students to learn together, to sit together, to involve together. The second point is giving teacher assistance and support. Teacher is the main part of a classroom because he has the handle which can create a fruitful result if he does not discriminate, if he or she does not ignore anyone, if he or she feels every student is the equal part of that classroom. Nobody is backbencher, nobody is front bencher, nobody is forward, nobody is backward. Then only we can think of a developed society. Third is focusing on abilities, not disabilities. Suppose someone has some weakest point, we must ignore them. We must ignore that point, and by this ignorance, we can bring that disability, or we can change that disability into his own abilities. If God has taken any senses from anyone, he gives something in extra, that is called sixth sense. Teachers, the fourth point is teachers learning to expand their skills. We all have different skills, and from students also we should learn. By teaching, we learn many things. We learn abilities, we learn many skills. The next is connecting with individual learning styles. When we are, as a teacher, when we are in the classroom, we must think that every student should give and should get the equal right, whether it is blackboard or whiteboard function, whether it is speaking, whether it is writing, or whether it is taking part in a debate. Every individual must take equal part. For debate, it is also necessary that the mentor or the chairperson or the monitor, the captain, he must think that everybody should get equal right. Those who are not speaking, they should take some different part in the debate by putting the questions, by judging, by some other works. Means everyone should be the part of involvement. The next point is sixth one, honoring the needs of all pupils equally. Means the same thing which I have told you earlier, nobody is different. Everybody is equal. Everyone must sit together because they are learning together, and they must learn together that they have to live together. Otherwise, there will be discrimination in our society. Valuing other cultures and perspectives. When we are in the classroom, there are the students from different culture, from different society, from different religions. But for all of them, we are just a teacher, and for all the students, the whole classroom is just a classroom. They are not from any religious background. And if there are the students of different religions, they must be given importance to their own celebration, to their own festivals. Next is celebrating diversity and individuality. I told you before only, I told you earlier only, that every individual is the part of our society. And we can bring a unity in diversity at one term only when we think everybody is equal. When we think everybody is a part of the same society. And finally, the ninth point is nurturing shared respect and empathy. Sympathy and empathy are the part of teaching, are the part of house management. So if we nurture everyone's respect, if we nurture them, how to respect and how to behave equally, emotionally, valuably with everyone, we can teach them how to be the part of a developed society. Now, how can we bring inclusive practices in our classroom? The points are, in the simplest terms, inclusion in education means ensuring every child, no matter what their individual needs or barriers to learning, has equal access to learning and the same opportunities to achieve. To click any goal, to achieve any aim or target, the students the participants must be treated equally. And that is the real meaning of education. Of course, there are some slow learners. They will learn later on, but they will learn. They will never think that they are not learning. And the day when they think they are not learning, of course, they are thinking that they are ignored and they are not enrolled in classroom program. The second point is inclusion in schools is not just about providing additional support to children with special educational needs. It's about creating a learning environment that works for all pupils, whether they have a disability, speak English as an additional language, are a member of a minority community, come from a low-income family, or find it harder to learn and achieve for other regions. I told you clearly that nobody should be ignored. Every pupil has their equal right, whether they are disabled or they are able. The new NEP 2020 has given benefits to the language barriers. Now in schools also, there will be regional language. The student will be treated in their own local language. Means if the student is from the Mathil family, of course he will be treated with Mathili. If he is from Angika, he will be treated in Angika. Well, the Angika has been involved as a class parts of university program also from Tilkabanji Bhagalpur University. Means we are losing diversity day by day, and we are bringing unity together. If there is inclusion in our classroom, it will create a problem for teachers that how do you ensure inclusion for all of the children with their diverse needs and barriers to learning. Suppose you are involved in a kitchen program, and you are told that you have to give food to all the eaters of their own choice. It will be a difficulty for you. Somebody will tell for dosa, somebody will tell for idli, somebody will tell for different their own menus, their own recipe. Then it will create a problem for you. But as a teacher, we must know what are their choices. And according to the choices, we must make a plan. We must make a solution that everybody will be involved. And this is called inclusion. While it is usually necessary to put specific plans in place to meet the specific needs of children in a class, there are a number of things that all teachers can do to create a safe, happy, purposeful, and inclusive environment. Means in classroom, nobody will think that he or she is not safe. He or she is not happy. He or she has no purpose to come to the school, and he or she is ignored. If they will feel safe, they will learn. If everybody will be happy, they will learn. If they have a purpose of reading that particular subject in that particular topic, they will be included. They will feel themselves included in the classroom. So, students must feel safe when they are in the class. They must be happy when they are in the class. They must have a purpose of coming. Sometimes what happens, the students think, oh sir, it was just wasted. And why did I came today? This I do not know. When they are thinking, it means their purpose is not fulfilled. What you are teaching is not important. How you are teaching is important. That we have seen in the movie 3 Idiots also, that when Renzo came to the classroom, he just wrote the name of his two friends and they were engaged finding the meaning of that particular word, and at the end he told these were just the name of my friends. And he told, I was trying to teach you how to teach. we must not be bookworm. Means we should have a purpose of coming to the classroom. That's why we make a lesson plan. That our purpose of that period of 40 minutes must be fulfilled, must be fruitful. The last point for inclusive practices are the vast majority of learners without additional needs were either not impacted at all or actually benefited by the provisions of inclusive classroom strategies. Effective inclusion benefits all students because they can take advantage of some of the additional support. I told you, no, that when our purpose of coming to the class means when the purpose of coming to the class of students become fruitful, they think their day is fine, or their days are final. In this chilly winter, the students of class 9 and 10 are coming to the class for extra notes, for extra help, for extra support. If their purpose is not fulfilled, they will think their time is being wasted. So, if additionally they are safe, happy, their purpose is fulfilled, they will think that they are the part of that classroom. Now there is UDL, means Universal Design for Learning. Inclusive learning goes hand in hand with the Universal Design for Learning, a set of principles for curriculum development that gives all students an equal right to learn. According to the National Center on Universal Design for Learning, UDL provides a blueprint for creating instructional goals, methods, materials, and assessments that work for everyone. Nowadays, we the teachers for last 2 years are the part of CBP training, CBP session. Every day we have a new topic. Every day we have a new target. And for this new PRP, means prospective resource persons are being prepared. Means the CBSE want to teach us method, want to give us and want to make us preparing materials and want make us to be assessed. And it's not a single one size fits all solution, but rather flexible approach that can be customized and adjusted for individual needs. Those who are in need of or interested in some of the topic, they only go for those CBP program. They have their particular topic, their particular sessions, and they have their particular choice. And according to that, they work. The same idea we can upbring in our classroom also. Means everybody should learn to live together and they must feel themselves safe and happy to sit together. UDL shares many commonalities with the theory of multiple intelligence. Means we must be multi-skilled. We must be multi-skilled. And nowadays also, school looks for those teacher only, those staffs only who are having multi-talent or multi-skilled. Espoused by Harvard Professor Howard Gardner, the theory of multiple intelligences. And this theory is working in every part of education, whether it is a CBSE, ICSE, or VSEB. The extent to which students possess different kinds of mind and therefore learn, remember, perform, and understand in a different ways. We have a topic that we are going to deal in our classroom, and we have made a lesson plan also. But happened what? When a teacher entered into the classroom, he found that some of the students are not interested. What he or she should do? Should he leave the class? Should he complain to the class, to the principal? Or should he just keep on teaching? Actually, all three will be wrong. When he enters into the classroom, he should have the choice of the students. If they are not interested for that particular topic, he or she should change the mind of the students. And when they will be fit for learning, he should start the topic. Maybe the lesson plan is for 40 minutes, which can be concluded in 10 minutes, or which can be concluded in the next class. But the student must be interested to learn. Then only the purpose of teaching will be fulfilled.
ये था। है तो यही वाला, लेकिन थर्ड स्लाइड था, कर देगा। ये वाला था। 56 ये था, नहीं पीछे, इसके पीछे ये ठीक।
Sorry for the disturbance. So inclusion works. In the last moment, we dealt with the inclusion. Inclusion works. For supporting and celebrating diversity and inclusion in school, works because it gives all children the potential to achieve. I told you, when the students will feel themselves safe, purposeful, and not ignored, of course they will learn. If they are not interested in that particular topic, we should change the way. We should change the plan. Then we should make them fit for the topic. Then we should start. Means they must have potential to achieve something. Then only they can create an environment. Otherwise, what will happen? The teacher will keep on teaching and the student will go on gossiping. It will disturb the teacher as well as the students, and this will not bring the fruitful environment of teaching or lecturing that particular topic according to the lesson plan. If we create an environment where those with additional needs are not segregated and seen as other, they are part of the same community of learners. Inclusion addresses negative cultural attitudes and misconceptions about people with disabilities or those who are members of minority communities. Suppose you are detected or you have detected a person from minority, a student from minority, and the student is in your mind. Oh, he has no right to learn, or he will not learn whether I will try anyway. So we should ignore this mentality. Then only we can think the value of the inclusion. And if they will not feel themselves segregated, ignored, they will be the part of that classroom. Means they will not feel themselves that they are member of the minority community, but they will feel that they are the part of the equal society. Now, how can we process or assess this inclusion in our classroom training? There are 10 points. The point number 1 is a define clear minimum standards for behavior. Means we should focus on the behavior of students as well as ourselves also. We should behave equally. We have listen also. We know well, pay respect to get respect. Means as we behave, that way we will be treated. The second point is enforce those standards consistently. If we have made some standard for classroom for behavior, we have pointed some points of behaving that you have to say yes. When you want to ask a question, you should raise your hand. When you finish your answer, you must say thank you. That's all. Means we have to, the teacher also have to follow those all the standard points. The third is deal with low level disruptions in a sensitive way. Deal with low level disruptions in a sensitive way. What happens? Sometimes we go on lecturing. We do not think whether the students are learning, listening, understanding, following or not. We just go on lecturing. We should be sensible. Meanwhile, our lecture, we must point out some of the students. We must make someone stand, okay, what did you learn from this paragraph, or from this lecture, or from this statement, or from this followed topic? If he or she, if one or two are answering, think they are learning. So we have to deal with low level disruption and with a sensitive treatment. The fourth point is create opportunities to listen to all children. Means we must not go on lecturing. We should involve or include. We should involve or include the children in our lecture. Then only they can learn. We must be aware of specific needs of every child in your class. I told you that if they are not interested, we should just change the way. We should change our teaching style. We must involve them. Then only learning will be fruitful. The seventh point is provide support for them in ways which benefit all children in your classroom. Not only front bencher, but also the back bencher should be included in your lecture, in your topic, in that particular class. Then only it will be benefited for all the children. The eighth point is create a calm, purposeful learning environment. If we go on lecturing rapidly, in our fast, in our speed, this will not make them learn. We must be calm. We must not have stress. We must be purposeful. Then only we can create a learning environment. The ninth point is use pre-assessment to inform your planning. If you have planned something, you should make an environment. Suppose you are going to teach a poem. The poem it is about the diversity. Before starting to the poem, you must create an environment. We should place the students in a different group. Then we should call one by one from each group. Then only we can show them unity in diversity, or our topic of discrimination or diversity will be fruitful. The 10th point is do not compare the progress of one child to another. Personal progress is key. This is the major problem in our society. Every parents have the same feeling. Oh, देखो फलनवा का बेटा ये बन गया, तुम कुछ नहीं कर सकते. उसने ये कर लिया, तुम कुछ नहीं कर सकते. All children, every children have their different ability. They have their different skill. They must not be compared. If somebody is started to run or walk, we cannot compare them with PT Usha. If somebody has started learning tabla, we cannot say that, oh, you are going to be the ustad in the next day. See from the ustad. Somebody is in the music class, we cannot say that, you have to be tansen in just 2 days or 3 days. The progress must not be compared. The progress should be given a particular time, a particular period. Then only it will be involved. We are coming to the first point, that is define clear minimum standards of behavior. I told you while dealing with the 10 points that the student should have their particular behavior, and as we treat that way, we will be behaved also. So every child in your class should be absolutely clear about what the minimum basic acceptable levels of behavior are. These should be rules that are thought and agreed by both you and your classroom. Means what you are, that is your class. What is your class, that you are. Sometimes we are also told by the management and the principal, see your classroom. We are sometimes compared, see his or her classroom. Means you are the icon of your classroom. Once agreed, why not ask children to shine a class contact to make sure they understand that the class rules are everyone's responsibility to follow. We put out many important points on our notice board, on our classroom display board or something. Respect school's property, behave well with everyone, think everybody is equal, do not sit on the back benches always, do not utter in the classroom, and so on. These points should be printed. These points should be displayed and obeyed by all the students, whether they are students or whether they are teachers. We can keep this short and simple so everyone can understand them. Try to make these rules not about learning specifically, but about ensuring everyone feels safe and respected. We are stressing the point. We are focusing on 3 main points: feeling safe, feeling happy, and feeling purposeful. If we feel safe, if we feel purposeful, if we will feel happy, then only we can create a good classroom. Then only we can create a good society. So the rules which we can implement in our classrooms are: be kind, keep your hand and feet to yourself, means do not interfere in other works, use kind words at all times. Sometimes in some of the schools, some of the classes, the teacher or the elder used to, hey, idhar sun. We should ignore these things. We should avoid these words. Re, te, etc. Some of the words that we are must aware, we must use not those words. Instead of those words, we should use kind word at all the times. Always respect the property of others. Everyone has the right to feel safe and respected. Everyone has the right to express themselves and be listened to. One more point which is being focused, listening. So we know very well those who are a good listener, they can be a good speaker. Means to speak, we have to listen first. We must be a good listener. The second point is enforce those standards consistently. Standard means the point which we have mentioned and which we just dealt in the former slide. To be kind, to respect everyone, to use kind word, etc. We have to make them in force. This must be implemented. Not only this should be displayed on the notice board. Just as you must make the basic class rules absolutely clear and understood. You must also agree on consequences when those class rules are ignored. Means if somebody is avoiding the rules, he must not be punished insistently or on the spot. He should be given a warning. He should be given a chance for improvement. The second is these consequences must be proportionate and consistently applied. Remember, the rules are for behavior are the minimum of what is acceptable in your classroom. So try to be consistent with consequences when they are broken. Means if the rule is made, the rule is not for the student, but it is for the teachers also. Suppose you want an English environment in your school, in your classroom, then you must not use Hindi. If you want a good Hindi environment, you must not use regional languages like Angika or Bhojpuri over there. And for this, we must be constant to the implementations of the rule. The third point is if you are aware of disruption in your class, the first port of call is to look at your own teaching. Ask yourself, is this lesson inclusive and engaging for all children? There may be a way of adapting your teaching to avoid such disruptions. Show the words which you are using. If you do not want to listen those words, you must not implement those words in your classroom or in your daily training, in your daily speaking, in your daily behavior. If you see that some of the students are not saying you good morning, it's not means to be worried. From the next day, you start saying him, okay, good morning, dear. The second day, the same. The third day, he will say you, good morning, teacher, or good morning, sir. Means the things or the rules which we want to implement, we must behave according to the rule. The third point is we have to deal with low-level disruptions in a sensitive way. Simply, I want to tell you that we must be calm. We must not be stressful. We must have silence in our mind. Then only we can create a cool environment. Means if your mind is cool, if you are cool, you can give cool lecture. And if you are disturbed, your lecture will not be constant or fruitful. So you know how we said not to write the name of the, yeah, there is one more thing that sometimes what we do, we give a duty to the monitor, okay, those who will misbehave or disturb the class, write their names to the board. We must not do this thing. We should tell monitor silently that keep the name of the students who are disturbing in your mind, and when I come to the class or when I meet you personally, you just give me the name of that particular student and I will keep my eye on him or her. When you come to the class, you just inform the students. Yeah, I have the name of two students who disturb the class, and of course, I have my eye on him or her. The student will be alerted, and he will try to not to be highlighted in the class, and maybe he or she will change his or her behavior. The second is if you write the name of a child who misbehaves on the board, visible to everyone, why would they choose to change their behavior? Of course, they think that their name has been displayed in the misbehavior list. Why should they change? They think they are humiliated. They think they are ignored. They think that they are extra. They think that they are avoided. Of course, they will not be the part of inclusive education. The next point is create opportunities to listen to all children. Means to be a good speaker, we have to be a good listener. We have to teach the topic according to the choice of the students if the environment is cool. And to make the environment cool, of course, we have to pre-plan. We have to give some extra atmosphere according to the topic that students must be prepared. The points are, this is especially important when resolving conflicts between children in your class. Allow time for the children involved to fully explain how they believe the incident arose, as well as what has upset them and why. Means the student must be knowing why they are misbehaved or why he or she treated differently. We have to create opportunities day to day during normal lessons and learning for children to be listened to as well. This helps them engage with the learning and feel included in it. This is an important point of debate, that everyone must be a good listener. Then only he or she can participate in the equal right of discussion, in the equal environment of discussion, say, or he or she have some good points. We, the teacher, must listen to all the children's thoughts in the creation of additional classroom rules beyond the minimum basic ones we talked about before. We, the teacher, must not be Hitler. We, the teacher, must not be Hitler, that if we have made some rules, means the rules is rules only and they have to follow it anyhow. Sometimes we should give time to the students also. We should listen their comments also, whether the rule which are being implemented is suitable or not. And after knowing the rule is our, because the teachers are always a Hitler. So when children will feel listened to, they feel respected and they feel included. Means if we discuss the points with the students, of course they should think or they will think that the teacher will make the rule according to us, and they know what is right and what is wrong. The next point is develop a scaffolded approach to learning. Scaffolding means might we have seen in architecture field that to make a building or apartment of 3 stories, 4 stories, 5 stories, they prepare a scaffold first. Means this support to the first floor. When first floor is completed, this stair or the support goes to the second floor. Means step by step we have to change the environment of our classroom. We cannot punish the students just at a pinch or just on the spot. We should give them a chance to improve themselves. If they are improved, it's well. Otherwise, of course, they will be punished, but in a different way, that they should think that this punishment is not for humiliating, but for their improvement. Scaffolding is absolutely key to creating an inclusive learning environment. Means if we make any rules, implement step by step, of course it will be fruitful and it will be implemented. Then the 6th point is be aware of the specific needs of every child in your classroom. See, there is a great saying, different mind, different kind. Means every student have some different skills, every student have their own different comment. So for us as a teacher, a truly inclusive classroom, it's not enough just to know which of your children have special education needs and disabilities. You should know if any of your children are on free school, means which are caregivers, which are in foster care, which have English as an additional language, and which children are from the particularly vulnerable Roma or traveler communities. Means we must have the biography of the students, that he is fast, he is slow learner, he is average. And if we have created these 3 criteria among our students, then we can deal our topics innovatively. For the slow learner, we have to run slowly. We have to behave like them only. For average, we should give them some stronger task in comparison of the fast learner. And the fast learner, we have to use our break. That they must improve, but according to the speed of the class, then it will all be understood. Knowing this will help, means if we know who are slow learner, who are average, who are fast, then from every aspect of our classroom, we can create an inclusive, safe, and purposeful environment or purposeful classroom. Otherwise, the slow learner will be slower, the fast learner will run and break the barriers. So there must be a barrier and a gap for common speed for all these three criteria of the students. The point number 6 is to provide support for them in ways that benefit all children in your class. Means we must not be faster, we must be average for the average students, and we must be a little bit considerable for the slow learner. If we diagnose their criteria, whether they are dyslexic or they have some weakness or they have some points of improvement, if we know their community, if we know about their family environment, if we know about their parents, if we know about their society, if we know about his or her friendship, of course, we can provide support for all the students for a faster development. The 8th point is create a calm, purposeful learning environment. Means we must not be faster. Our lecture must be understandable for all the participants. If we speak something, we just go on lecturing and nobody is going to care for your words or for your points. What is the benefits of speaking or lecturing? So we have to create a calm and purposeful learning environment. This is another big one which promotes inclusion in our classroom. Those who are slow learner, they must be given extra class. They must be given extra approach. They must be given extra support. Those who are from the minority, they must not think that they are from the minority background. They must think that the classroom is behaving to them also, whether they are belonging from minority or majority. We have to ensure clearly define when group discussion or working is required and acceptable and when it is not. If we have made some assignment for everyone, everyone must complete his or her assignment. And for this, we must work as a backspace. We must not forward ourselves for completion of the syllabus. Sometimes we should go backspace, and for this, we must have a gap. We must be in touch with all the groups of students in our classroom. We have to make our classroom a haven of calm where they can come to feel relaxed and able to learn. Nowadays, students are feeling themselves safer in the classroom in comparison of their home. Because when the students are at their home, the mama or the papa used to say, oh, go and sit for study. Come on, leave the laptop, leave the mobile, do not go to play. Your exam is coming near. The holidays or leave are not for wasting your time. Means you have to be like that engineer or something. So nobody can be Shakespeare in just a day. Students are feeling themselves safe when they are in the classroom because they are the part of inclusion. The ninth point is use pre-assessment to inform your planning. Means what lesson you are going to teach tomorrow, that must be told a day before. In serious, we have seen recap and to be continued. Recap and to be continued. Of course, the day of particular session, that particular session goes on, but before starting that particular session, they have a recap. So we must have a recap in our classroom, and we must have the to be continuity assessment for the next class. Then only our planning will be fruitful. And this will be for all the groups of our classroom. Means the three criteria which I told you earlier: slow learner, average, and the fast. If today's fast speaker got the chance, the next day it will be for average. And the other days, the third day, it will be for the slow learner also. Means everyone must appreciate your classroom. See, we are a teacher. We cannot be the greatest teacher for the whole world, but we can be the greatest teacher for our particular classroom or for a particular students, because we become an ideal for students also. The next and the last point of inclusion or adopting inclusive classroom process is do not compare the progress of one child to another. Personal progress is key. I told you before only that we cannot think that a student be the Shakespeare or a speaker be the Shakespeare in just the next step. It will take time. Learning is not a competition. It is never ending process, a journey. Do not compare everyone to other. Just compare themselves to themselves only. Inclusion is important because I told you we cannot be the greatest teacher to the whole world, but we can be the greatest teacher in a child's life. That's why the students, when they reach to the classroom, the students, when they reach to the home, they say, no, my teacher, my miss, my sir has told this thing, means this is right and everything is wrong. Means we have created an impact on that particular student. That's why inclusion is important. And this was the very fruitful assessment from Bhagalpur Sahodaya as well as CBSE. So I am thanking you, and we must be ready for the questions round assessment.
So we should participate in the question answer round.
The first question is, what does UDL stand for? The options are University Draft of Learning, Union Designing of Learning, Universal Design for Learning, Unique Design of Learning.
Yeah, from ADS Vidyamandir.
The answer from Anandram Dhandania School is option number 3, Universal Design for Learning. And let's see the answer from online participants. 3, Happy Valley School 3, St. Paul's 3, New Era Public School 3, Anand Public School 3, Shutaram Mini Mission 3. Means the most of the answers is 3, and the correct answer is also
Anand Public
School again. 3.
Option 3. Hurry up. Okay. Now it is time to show the answer. यहीं पे बगल करता हूँ इसका answer show करिए.
And absolutely, the correct answer is also 3, Universal Design for Learning.
Okay.
So you all are right.
Now,
the second question is, who gave the theory of multiple intelligences? Options are A, Harvard Warner, number 2, Helium Maxwell, number 3, Howard Gardner, and number 4, T.S. Eliot. And answer from Anandram Dhandania School is 3, Howard Gardner.
तो ऑनलाइन पार्टिसिपेंट देखिए
And the online participants are giving New Horizon 3, New Era Public School 3, Chutara Mehi Mission 3, Open Minds Villa 3, Anand Public School 3, St. Paul's 3,
Okay, many more have given the answer
Open
number two.
Minds 3,
Kashyap Rohit.
Kashyap Rohit A, Techno Mission 3,
Happy Valley.
Happy Valley 3,
So let's see the answer.
and of course the answer is 3. Howard Gardner.
Very good.
Clap for you all.
Most
The
of
next question is, inclusive education deal with what? Options are intelligent students, disabled students, impaired students, and for all of the above.
Anand Ram Landania.
Anand Ram Dhandania has given the answer. Option number 4, all of the above.
Now,
St. Paul's online 4, Sutaramani 4, Anande Public School 4, Happy Valley 4, Open Minds 4, New Era Public School 4, Chutara Mehi Mission 4,
New
New
Horizon.
Horizon 4.
Hurry up.
Be fast in your answer.
Okay.
Well, the answer is coming as 4 only.
Kashyap Rohit.
Kashyap Rohit also 4, and the correct answer is 4.
All of them go.
So,
All of them.
garden participants,
Clapping.
the next question is, if you write the name of a child who misbehaves on the board, visible to everyone, will it change their behavior? Options are, it will make slight change. Option number 2, they will remain same. Option number 3, they will be more rude to their behavior. And option number 4, all of the above.
Again, read the question and give the answer. Anand Ram Landania Saraswati Vidyamani.
And waiting for your answer.
Option number 1. Okay. It will
Okay,
be
somebody has given option number 1.
Anand Public from online participant now.
From online participant,
Anand Public School. 4 option number 4.
Happy Valley, option number 1.
New Era Public School.
Option number 4. St. Paul's 1. Deepak Kumar Jaiswal
1.
1.
Chutara
Chutara 1. New Horizon 4. Chutara Mission 1.
Be quick.
Kindly be fast in your answer.
Kashyap Rohit.
Kashyap Rohit 1. Chutara Mehi again 1 1 1.
Anand Public
Anand
School.
Public School 1.
Okay, now it is time to show the answer.
Now she's the correct answer, and the answer of question number 4 is 4, all of the above.
So those who have shown the option number 4.
Option number 4 is correct, and option number 1 is wrong.
Now.
And the 5th question of today's session is, what does scaffolding means? The options are, option number 1, giving scarf to folding design to all the children. Option number 2, giving support so that all pupils can access the same learning. Option number 3, 1 and 2 both. Option number 4, none of the above.
Option number 2. Anand Ram.
From Anand Ram Dhandania, option number 2.
New Era Public School, Munge.
Option number 2, New Horizon. Option number 2, Chutara Mehi Mission. Option number 3, New Horizon 3.
Hurry up, hurry up. Online participant, give the answer. Again.
Read the question. Of course, there is answer in the question only. Chutara Mehi Mission 3.
Kashyap
Rohit 2. Chutara Mehi Mission now 3.
Many of the schools are, but they are not responding.
St. Paul's Academy, option number 2.
This is the last question of this session. Hurry up.
Deepak Kumar
Jaiswal.
2.
Okay, let's see the answer.
And the correct answer is option number 2. Means, of course, we are not giving scope, we are giving support to all pupils that can access the same learning. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Ravi sir. Again, we will gather here on the 16th of this month. 16 जनवरी को मकर संक्रांति के बाद हम लोग फिर एक बार इस सेशन में मिलेंगे और तब तक के लिए आप सबों को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। हैव ए नाइस डे।